Hello, I'm Sims Dreamer, and also known as John Everblaze 1977. We're doing this walkthrough through Dark Souls 1, and on part 10, of course, as it says. And I made this mod that I haven't worked on in a while now, but I will again. And eventually release more of it. This mod that adds more enemies to the game. You know, if you're following along, of course, which I suggest, you know, would be good to do, just to follow along in my, walkthrough. I'm gonna get it off of, get it to where that's doing that, and yeah, make sure that this is picking up and stuff, and I'll say real quick, yeah, I always just in my own playing, I always play offline, and that's how this is going to be. You know, it's an option in Steam. This is, I'm playing on PC, so this way you don't get invaded, and you can just use mods and cheats if you want to, just freely, without being banned possibly from ever being online with Dark Souls. Excuse me. Okay, so I'll just say I start just a second. I'm sorry. I've lately I've started getting it on this screen so that if someone actually skipped around, they would see that at least I'm off of that. A viewer would see that I'm off of that first screen. So I'll make sure that it really doesn't have that. Okay, the be right back or starting soon or whatever on there. So yeah, let me get my thoughts together. I'm sorry. Trying to this video again. I just do these at all kinds of odd times, and I've got a time limit of a couple hours, and then is when my kids go to school. I need to get them up for the bus and stuff. So doing this kind of sort of early in the morning. So yeah, and I say that, but I'll say real quick. Well, first of all, I'll say, this is not really. I mean, I would like to have views, and I would like for people to view all of these. But I'll just say too, it's a benefit, if you follow along, if assuming you've got the patience, and I appreciate your patience with me while I'm doing this, since I'm new to voice commentating and everything. But I would say it would be best to, watch the walkthroughs from the beginning, because first of all, you see the gameplay, and in order and everything, and then plus you never know, at any random moment during a video I may say some information that may not be about what we're looking at right that second, but it's something that would be nice to know if you're playing through Dark Souls, whatever, information and tips and tricks and all that kind of stuff. And so anyway, so yeah, I'll say that, just a second again, just to say this again, I may not say this in every video once we get past the point of this video, at least, but in my, you can probably hear my fan of my computer again, but yeah, let me make sure that it's really doing that and really doing this. And okay, sorry, just gotta get my mind into this, into doing this. Yes, as I've said, thank you very much for your patience with me as I do these videos, and I hope that it's helpful and everything. And so yeah. So right, the videos before this, many times I had, to make sure that people knew about it. I was saying basically that the updates that were only on my PC, that the Dark-Root map, I had placed more, added more Forest Hunter NPC enemies, and just because they were cool, I thought, and that way you could see them more times, right? And for whatever reason, because of that, it was making most of the friendly NPCs in Dark, are in Firelink, for them to be dead, except for both of the sorcery teachers and our friend Frapp, that maybe we'll see in this video, but I don't know yet. But I finally just decided that was, I didn't like that, to just have to tell you, tell you about the friendly NPCs. I want to actually be able to show them and actually use them, as merchants or whatever other thing that you could do with them, and so I went through and just remade our character, cheated to make her levels be up where we had them before I made this decision, and ran around, with Technojacker's cheat engine, while my character was, invincible, and also couldn't stagger. That's another thing you could do, and always fast roll and all that stuff, and just so that I could hurry up and get some things done in the game to get us, fairly close to the same point that we had been at, especially like get the Claymore again. So, and I actually did a skip, a jump skip that's a speedrunner type of thing, to jump down to the basement or the lower berg, which I tell you about and fail at several times to actually do that again, to show it in my previous video to this one. So I did not trigger I didn't make the event trigger the event of that red dragon the first time you see it in Berg, and so therefore it also isn't showing up on its bridge that's right before Parish. So that's one way you can not have to ever see that dragon if you don't want to, if you don't want to deal with it, blowing fire at you, and you're not concerned about the Drake Sword, which is mostly a crap weapon anyway, so that's fine. And yeah, and also because of that, I did not beat the Taurus Demon either, because yeah, I didn't have to go that way. Now, as I said, in a first time, especially in a first time player's playthrough, I suggest you just go ahead and go through Berg and fight Taurus Demon. He's kind of, I'd say, especially the Taurus Demon, that it's just kind of a thrill, especially the first time to play, to beat that boss. I know that from watching other first time playthrough videos and stuff. So it's a cool fight, I think, and definitely worth doing. And we may go do that one again. I don't know if we'll do it in this video, but we may go do that one again. Yeah, so blah 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 blah. Anyway, just trying to get, make sure everyone's updated on what's going on, and also because I'm gonna fight some extra some bosses. Well, not extra, but some bosses again, and I did take screenshots of all the inventory of my character and everything, but I just decided that with killing some of these bosses again, and getting the soul loot, again, that maybe that's a benefit, because I can just level up the magic, the magic of our character some more, so that I can actually show some of some of the spells and stuff. If you're wanting to go that route, I went that route when I first played, and I've played a lot of magic, characters when I have played Dark Souls. I've actually only kind of recently just started trying to do melee only with a weapon, and play through Dark Souls. And I also say too that maybe you've noticed when I've shown you my folders of all my Dark Souls characters that I have many different folders of saves of characters, and some of those I just was using TJCE to just cheat, just to make it be a silly fun playthrough where I have infinite spells or something. All these things, again, I think the first time you play through the game, you should just not mod the game like at all, except to maybe make your character be human all the time and have humanity 10, lock that with CE's cheat, TJCE. And I know for my viewers that have, I know for my viewers that have watched the entire playthrough that I repeat some of these things over again, and like I said, it's just in case a viewer was to only watch the current video and not the rest of them. So anyway, making sure that I suggest that you don't cheat while you're playing Dark Souls, the first time especially. And so, just for the experience of it to be good for you, to be the way it should be, the way they intended, and it'll be more fun anyway. The accomplishment, as it were, that you would feel from beating bosses would be better if you do it without cheating, I would say. So yeah. But anyway, I always go off on tangents. Let's make sure that this, yet again, make sure that this thing, because I did have this one time, this last video, that it didn't pop up telling me that OBS had disconnected, and so yeah, now I'm kind of wary of that I might not be recorded for part of what I say. So again, thank you for bearing with me whenever I do these long preludes to getting into the gameplay, and also my outros, and just during the video when I pause and tell you stuff, which is almost totally gonna be like tips about Dark Souls. So what was that? Oh yeah, so all my saves, most of the time I only make it excuse me, I only make it about midway through the game at the furthest, beat that boss because it's a pretty hard boss, and then I just get tired of playing that character. I do a different character, make a different character. I have beaten the game a few times and played all the way through, and I've even made it to New Game Plus, and actually I don't think ever on the PC, but on Xbox I've actually done a character all the way through New Game Plus 2, because I was going the sorcery, the full-blown sorcery route with that character, and I was trying to get more copies of the most powerful spells, which are they're called Crystal Soul Spear, and more copies of some dark magic that's in the DLC. Yeah, for that character. So anyway, yep. But never done that on the PC. Just, yeah. I guess on the Xbox I've considered it more of a challenge because I couldn't cheat while I was doing that, other than duping. So, duplicating things with the glitch. Blah blah blah. Maybe we just get on into this. I think I have music off right now. Yes, that thing. One of the magic embers for upgrading weapons along a magic path. And okay, I was just making sure that it's capturing it. And I guess I'll point that out real quick. Something that thing that was just on the screen made me think of is that and I wish this wasn't true, but in Dark Souls 1, there's no way to, like, well, no, there is. Never mind. You know, you can upgrade a weapon to being fire, which will make it not, you know, have stat bonuses anymore, but you also just only have to be able to hold the weapon. You don't have to level up your strength and dexterity any further than that, so it's actually a great way to, you know, focus on other levels, such as endurance, as I preach, you know. But yeah, right, I was trying to say that I know at least in Dark Souls 2 and probably in Dark Souls 3 that there's a magic, you know, a pyromancy that you can excuse me, that you can buff your melee weapon, you know, with fire damage, just like we can with magic weapon that buffs it with, you know, sorcery damage. I keep saying sorcery damage. I want to just say magic damage, but magic applies to sorcery, pyromancy, and miracles. So whatever. But yeah, in Dark Souls 1, there is no pyromancy for buffing a melee weapon. So I wish that there was, and I've been kind of, sometimes I try to figure out with the data files how to make that possible, but so far I don't know how to really do it. I think I've actually made it look like the weapon does fire damage, but it doesn't actually make it do any fire damage. So anyhow, so yeah. Oh, I had gotten, end of last video, I had just gotten this again now with our remake of our character, but I hadn't actually used the Estus or the bonfire. Repair equipment. At least for me, this is just a habit of mine. Every time I set a bonfire, I just repair, because the souls will just get higher and higher and higher, and then eventually your weapon will break if you don't repair, you know, like that. So anyway, you know, and you could lose, you know, you could die, and then you have 0 souls to do that with, you know. So let's see. I was in such a hurry last video that I actually ran past these people. I guess because I died, or probably because I had died, that these, yeah, okay, this dude is still here. Well, at some point he's gonna leave, but these people had already left. Now they're alive, as far as I know. They're still alive, but they're somewhere else in the game right now, doing something that you do like a side mission to go where they are. Yeah, they won't actually ever come back to this spot. So I said that a little bit wrong last time, just that part of it. Let's see. One thing I wanted to talk about with, you know, playing Dark Souls is, let's see, put down the controller, is that you know, you don't have to do it this way, but my suggestion and the way that I do it is I leave pretty much all of the Black Knights alive, you know, because they die you know, they die permanently in your game. They do not respawn. I'll just say real quick that at least in its current state, if you use, you know, my EPiC mod, that the extra Black Knights that I place, they do respawn. You may have to die, or at least use well, you'd have to use a bonfire, but you may have to die first before they'll come back. I don't know. I haven't tested that in a little while now, but and I've tested enough to be pretty sure that they'll drop the loot that they're supposed to. So you can farm, you know, this is not the purpose, but you can farm them. You know, I'd like to fix that to where they just stay permanently dead like they're supposed to. You know, but anyway, I'm not trying to make it to where you can farm real easily in that capacity, but for, you know, normally in the game with the Black Knights, I usually, for the most part, I leave them alive until I have my humanity at 10, like we have at our soft humanity, and I get this ring that as of yet right now we can't get, but this ring that also increases your drop rate, and with those things put together you'd have 410 item discovery or drop rate. So it's more likely that they'll drop something. Now I think they'll always drop the upgrade material, you know, some kind of titanite that's specific to that Black Knight, that it always drops that, but also they could drop their weapon or their shield. And that's actually usually what I'm hoping for, is their shield. You know, a shield. Let's see, we have, I did that run around to get this. So this shield has 85 fire damage reduction. Well, the Black Knight shield, it's heavier than these shields. It may be like 5 weight instead of 3, or it's something along that line. It's considered a medium shield. It's not considered a heavy shield, and it can parry, you know. But it's an excellent shield. It does more fire reduction than this one does. I don't think it's the highest in the game, but for a medium shield, it is the highest. And you know, if you have a heavy shield, then it makes the weight of your character heavier and stuff. So, yeah. And it has very high stability. It's somewhere in the 70s, which, you know, if you upgrade a shield along the normal path, then it will get more stability. And I don't suggest, I recommend not not upgrading a shield in any other path except for normal, because, you know, unless you're trying to use a shield as a weapon, which is, you know, just kind of a challenge type of thing to do that I don't ever even do myself, so I wouldn't suggest a new player do that. But yeah, and the Black Knight shield, it has it just looks cool, first of all, and it's 100% block and whatever, and everything, and so it's great. And just to say too, the Silver Knight shield has really high defense against lightning, so it's also excellent, and it has similar stability of 70 something to you know, like the Black Knight shield, and weighs about the same. I think the Black Knight shield weighs slightly more than its, so maybe it's 5.5 or something. I don't know. I don't remember. We haven't gotten it yet, so. Yeah, my stomach's growling, but whatever. Yeah. So let's see. I'll just say this too. Well, first of all, there's something there's YouTube is being a little more strict, at least right this moment, about videos, and you know, I try to monetize my videos with ads. You know, for the most part, I mean, that's not my main reason. I just want to help people with playing Dark Souls. I love helping people that are, you know, are needing help with Dark Souls. So, but you know, having a little ad revenue is nice also. And this last video that I did, at least right at this moment, that's not going to get any ads. And I don't know exactly what I did wrong compared to other videos in that. I'll say that, you know, maybe this is a little more suitable for not children to watch, at least, because I do cuss. You know, I use curse words just a little bit. You know, I try to keep it at a minimum, but you know how it is when you're in the middle of fighting enemies. You know, fighting enemies that are hard, that you know you're gonna like possibly cuss. You know, when you're doing that, because it's difficult and everything, and so I do that a little bit. So yeah, so I mean, I guess that's just kind of a disclaimer. Excuse me, is that I may cuss a little bit while I'm doing this, but I try to keep it at a minimum. And also, you know, I'm fairly experienced with the game, so things don't upset me or piss me off or whatever as much as they normally, you know, as much as it would to a first-time player, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I know for myself that things made me pretty mad whenever I was first going through here, when I kept losing to bosses or losing to an enemy over and over, and that's just gonna happen. You know, as you learn to play Dark Souls, and it can still happen no matter how much experience you have with this game. So anyway, all the talking I'm doing, let's see, you know, as I've said, there's many different things you can go do in this game. I tell you what, instead of even going to the gargoyles, if you've made it with me this far into the video, we're gonna finally see Blighttown. We're gonna go down there, and we're gonna go this back way because I've got Master Key. And I could have opened this way up already anyway. Well, yeah, I could have. I didn't have to be Taurus Demon, so I made it to Parish. Anyway, either way that you make it to Parish, you can end up coming around to where you're, you know, on the other side of Valley of Drakes and stuff. So, that dude, I went far enough for him to show up. I'd like this guy to always show up, so I'm gonna maybe have to change which enemy I copied to be able to place this dude here. Yeah. Let's see, in this case, since I'm going to Blighttown, and I'm probably going to use the bonfire down there, that I'll just leave that here. Yeah, sorry. Try to do this just because of my extra enemy that I don't want to wake up. Suppose kill this guy. That missed. Like to hit him, just hit him off, but whatever. There you go. Alright. Oh, there's several things here too that, well, anyway, yeah, this is open and everything, and let's just make for absolutely sure that I'm being captured and that YouTube is still getting it, and I've been doing it for 30 minutes, so thank you for listening for all that stuff that I just said. And alright, so this is Blighttown. This is the back door of it. So these guys that are guarding, they're facing the opposite direction. Well, I've got to get into the mindset of talking about Blighttown. So okay, so this way, it's, you know, it's this type of place. I wish they had made it look a little bit more like it's like Pirates or something here, but it's not. And I'll just say real quick too, the first time that I ever heard the name Blighttown, before I saw anything in Blighttown, the idea I had was that it would be like a dark place, but it would be like a ghost town type of place or whatever, or maybe, you know, well, anyway, kind of colonial, possibly like American colonial type of looking enemies, but they're zombies or whatever, and that it would have, you know, it would have street lamps that were I'm sorry, I'm taking forever to say this, street lamps that were like you know, candles and things, you know, make it all spooky looking and whatever. That's fairly, I mean, Yeah, so that wasn't completely right. But I have played in, funny enough, and I thought this before Dark Souls 3 came out. But in Dark Souls 3, I think it's called Undead Settlement, bleh, that it's pretty much that way, kind of the way I was thinking, except it's during the daytime. You know, and the enemies kind of look like what I was suspecting would be here. But nope, that's not what it looks like here. It's hard, though, and there's a lot of poison, and these guys... these enemies in front of me, their weapon, and also when you hold their weapon, you can farm these guys for their weapon. It's the large club, and it will hit you with poison, you know, including the physical damage. So you could get poison from their weapon. So we're gonna wear the appropriate shield for that, the spider shield, and now these dudes you can't run past, but I guess I'll hit them with magic, which I don't have on, which also means I'm not going to fast roll, so maybe I take this off. Now I do. So, just going to hit him with this. We did see one of these guys in the depths that I had added. So this is really where they are. These are normally here. It's very hard to stagger these guys, so just hit them again with this. Maybe hit that one again. I probably he missed. Did that not even hit him? Or hit the wrong one, maybe? And the Claymore is +5 right now. Since I'm remaking this character. Now, the other thing that they normally drop, yep, he dropped it unless it's the large club. I won't name what I normally call this, but it's called a dung pie, you know. You can imagine my other name for it. Which I'd probably have said another time in a video. Yep, there it is. And that's what this is too. That's pretty common that they drop that, and then the large club is pretty rare that they'll drop it. Now this one I'll do like I normally do. With all of these guys, I'm gonna run past him. If he loads, he's way up here. Okay. Alright, so just run past this dude. You can also roll to get past him. And this particular guy, maybe even the other ones you could trick this way. If you come to here, he's going to try to jump. And his AI is not very smart, so if you get on a ladder, then these guys, he's going to holler, except we can't hear him because it's too far away. And there he goes, to his death. Get the 500 souls for him. They really ought to be worth more than that, I think, but whatever. Alright, and I didn't have music on, so we'll get that on. And slide down, so we're coming the back way. Oh, these things. Now you can hit this with magic, you know, to kill them. Those mosquitoes, they do poison damage to you, and they infinitely respawn. Also, I believe they're the only enemy in the game that just keeps respawning. You know, like without even using the bonfire, they just keep coming for you. All right, so this place, and there's a crazy creature over that way. I don't know how much of the flight time I'm actually going to do during this video, but here's this crazy spider. Here, let's let him do it. Well, it does that, and come on, do your other attack. It blows out like this fire-looking stuff. I don't know if the game really considers it fire or not, but here's another one of those, and so we'll just hit it with that. But I found that sometimes sorcery is hard to aim at them, and it's easier to aim this that I was gonna test if +1 is enough to kill them. So we need to switch to this. So this is what I use no matter what type of character that I've created when I come down here. So let's just wait a second. Let's see if another mosquito will come for us, because I'd like to demonstrate. But I'll tell you that either of these two range methods of killing mosquitoes, sometimes it will miss if they're really close to you. So if you back up away from them, it's more likely that you can hit them, and it's pretty hard to hit them with a melee weapon. Now this one probably I could, because it has such a versatile move set, as I keep praising it for, but still it's pretty hard, and probably a spear you won't be able to hit them with because they fly kind of above you. So yeah, I've just found that some kind of range is the best way to deal with them. Well, whatever, we'll go down. Now, there's several things I can do here, but I'm just going to go ahead and go to the bonfire that's here first, which I know people their first time that they just search and search for the bonfire here, especially coming from the other direction. So okay, that's enough to kill, and I'm being hit by toxic by a dude that's over there. That's blow darts that are toxic. So here's another one of those things. We don't actually have to kill it. This is the way I would suggest. You could use this ladder, and then excuse me, this thing we can just drop on. Now if you were to fall from up there, then you'll fall to your death. But we just ride this down. It's going to go underneath, you know, wrap around underneath, so you need to get off of it. You won't die from that fall right there, but anyway. And we have the rusted eye ring, so I guess we can put that on. Except I don't have it, because I didn't get it yet from this character. Well, I would suggest that you go back to the asylum before you come here. So we're not going to do everything, but I'll show you. You'll get to see why it would be nice to have the rusted eye ring as we go through this swamp. So kill that thing. Now since, oh, and there she is. Man-Eater Mildred, which is another NPC that invades you. Now her spawn, well, here she is. Oh shit. Her spawn point is over that way, across this swamp lake, but I have more fun fighting in her anyway, so I just wait for her to come to me in here. So yeah, she's wearing that hood like the. I'm gonna try to talk about her because it's the only time that we're gonna see this woman, except for, and it's a woman. She's got on, you know, she's a woman. She can be a summon for the boss fight that is here. I think you have to have killed her as an invader though. So oh, and see, sometimes those mosquitoes come in here with you, so I usually have some kind of range on me so I can kill them. And she's using that same weapon that's considered an axe that the butchers had. She's got on that sack, and she kicks at you, and we're just kind of see her moves. She does that same move. You can hit her. Now, if you want, you could use magic weapon, or you can use range. She's fairly good at dodging, though. Let's try to hit her with some range. Well, I don't have the right thing on here. Well, let's just hit her with this. But that hardly does anything, especially since she blocked it. And she's using that right there, which is the worst shield of the game. It's even worse than that one we started with as a pyromancer, which the Deprived starts as. They start with that, so that's another reason why I say a new player probably shouldn't start as Deprived, because you don't have on armor and you have that crappy shield. So really crappy shield. So what? See, we've almost got her dead with this +5 claymore. There we go. get that funny number of souls, 8,748. I don't, sometimes, possibly that varies. I don't really know what determines how many souls you're going to get for it. Your level, the level that you're at, or I don't really know what determines it, so. And, okay, I don't have, yeah, we get humanity because we've killed an invader. I don't have a cheat engine, like, activated right now, so. So we get the butcher knife, that's what it's called. It's a heck of a butcher knife, isn't it? It's huge. This thing. You know, it's pretty good weapon, I think, and it'll do, you can do that move right there that we couldn't see very good, but you've seen it though, of course, and I think that there's something special about this weapon. As I suggest that you do, I'll read to see what this does. Okay, let's see. I think that it does something special. I'm gonna let this enemy well, I killed it. Okay. Well, there's another one over here. Alright, come to me. You flying spider. Alright, there's that. Kind of weird looking fire, right? Oh, there's a damn mosquito coming. Alright, damage me. Alright, first I'm gonna kill these things. And, you know, this water that's really murky, well, it's poisonous. So, alright, kill that stupid thing. And this one. And see, that missed. So that's why I get these 50 wooden arrows, or wooden bolts. Ugh. Alright, so it damaged me, right, that thing. Yep, my HP is going up. Yep. Every time you swing at an enemy while you're holding this weapon, your HP goes up just a little. And we'll try to see, it's really hard to hit these, and they stagger you when they hit you and stuff, so blah blah blah. So that's a great thing about this weapon. I actually made a cosplay where I tried to look like the butcher and use this weapon, and that's one of the benefits of it, is that you regenerate HP a little bit when you hold this, or when you swing with it. But we'll just put it back on our normal gear, and we'll yet again kill these things because they're interrupting me. Alright, so I suppose I'll oh, I didn't even use that yet. Okay, yeah. Alright, so well, I guess I'll kindle, and then we'll be back at 10. And then I'll get our 2 things that we do normally, always be hollow, or always not be hollow. I think I've said that wrong before. We're always human with that being 0, and just make humanity stay at 10 like this, so my defenses aren't up a whole lot, but I have max drop rates, so we don't have to wait on me for enemies to drop things, you know. Repair, as always, repair. And yeah. And this is where, you know, around this location is where the boss is that I was saying. Her name is Quaylag, and she is completely immune to fire. So you're just wasting your time to use pyromancy against her, right? And so the magic is good. I'll use magic partially, and this, if we even do it during this video, I may just go ahead and do her fight during this video. So we come up this way. You can just drop right here. This is a chest that's normal. I'll tell you that mimics. Alright, first of all, normal chest have a a chain that looks like that, that's kind of in a circle, but a mimic will have it like being just kind of, it doesn't look like that. It's not as neat, I guess, and so that's one way that you can know that a chest is a mimic, and there isn't one yet anyway, you know, especially normally in the game, you know, it's later. It's in Sin's Fortress. It's the first place, the fortress, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. So, okay, open this already, right? And it's a dragon scale. I guess this is the time, well, I'll first say that apparently in PvP, when people play that, this is one of the locations they like to use, and they call it Fight Club. So I've never actually done PvP here. I've hardly done any PvP anyway. I did just a little bit, but I do agree this is a cool place to do it. I would think so. Yeah. So yeah, this is like below the sewer of depths. And all of that out there is swampy and poisonous and everything, and it would be great if we already had that rusted iron ring that makes you run at normal speed through water and swamps and stuff, but rolling will make us go a little faster, and I suppose I'll have that off so that I can actually fast roll through it. Okay, let me just say at first, now, lots of times first-time players don't know about the back way to get to Blighttown, so they end up killing the boss of depths that I still have not shown, at least in this video. I do have it in other videos, though, on my channel, but during this walkthrough, we have not done it, and you get the key to the front of Blighttown. Now, the front of Blighttown is up above where we're at, and it has that old man zombie that I've placed at other locations, so you've seen him already, and it has some of those blow dart guys that try to do toxic to you, and it has those big, fat, you know, the barbarian zombie guys with the large clubs, so they're up there. And there's many places where you can fall to your death, and it's just a maze of those wooden planks that's up there. So it's kind of a nightmare, but there is some semi-good loot that's up that way, including a ninja outfit and the eagle shield that's a good shield and everything. And so, but then you come down this way, but we're actually going to, possibly in this video, we're going to go back up the other way. But the first thing I want to show you is something else that's out here. Okay, and two, I should do, well, I'll probably homeward bone. There aren't any toxic guys that are down here. There may be whenever I update my mod. I may put some down here, but as of yet, the only extra enemies I've placed in Blighttown so far are in the boss fight, so it's going to be pretty chaotic. But all right. Okay, so right, I put on this. I probably am not going to use it because I'm going to warp out here, but this is what you need for poison, the cure for poison, and this blooming moss cures poison and toxin, but this will not cure toxin. Alright? So yeah, as I've mentioned before, but we're in the place where that's pretty pertinent information. So that's a pretty large soul that's over there, but let's see, I'm getting poison from this, and if I was holding that gargoyle tail axe that I don't have this time, then we wouldn't get poisoned as fast. Oh god. Just a swarm of those things after me. So we're going to come this way. We're going to go get a spell, is what we're doing. And we'll get our pyromancer armor again. So this is how you can get pyromancy armor. So there's a giant leech over there, and there's a bunch of them back behind where I am. So I'm poisoned right now. And see, poison, it makes you be blue, purple cloud around you, and my life is going down slowly. So pyromancy mist, that poison cloud that we can cast with pyromancy, and the entire pyromancy starter outfit, which is very good against poison. So in that, my meter for how long it takes before I get poison is longer. So yeah, and I guess the amount of time that this is taking away life after you're already poisoned, I guess that they adjust that depending on how long that you know, like it's the same amount of time no matter how much poison resist that you had, I guess, if you understand what I mean by that. Well, I guess I came back this way. Alright, maybe we can level. Let's go ahead and level, except I don't know what to level. My quirk, so I'm going to make that even, because endurance is just important. No matter what you're doing, it's important. So as I keep preaching. And I don't really want to do anything else right now. Well, I guess we could, well, it would be nice to have a 5th you know, attunement slot. And I normally level this up to where I get another attunement slot, but whatever, I'll just put it in that for now, because I want to have 5 attunement slots, so yeah. Okay. Alright, well, I've shown this weapon. I don't need that. Bear with me a second, I'm going to get rid of this. I won't be using that thing, and that I won't use either, and I don't need a Reading Floors Club anymore either. And I'll keep this, I guess. And I haven't gotten the Partisan again. And, that just reminded me of something. Well, I need to attune it. I don't know if I showed this already in the video I did before this, so I'm sorry if I did. I don't think I did, because I was in a hurry. A little bit of a hurry last time. We don't have it anyway. Well, I'll just say then that Gravelord sword dance, that's a miracle that we got by joining Nito's Gravelord Covenant, you know, in the previous version of my character, that I was thinking that I could not cast that because I didn't have enough faith, high enough, you know, faith for the talisman. Well, I had it on the pyromancy glove or flame or whatever. So that's why I couldn't cast it, but I did a test to see about that, and with that same character just off screen, and you can cast it even if your faith is not high enough for the talisman, and it'll do that, you know, it'll cast, but it'll barely do any damage to enemies. Apparently it will still stagger the enemies, but it won't do hardly any damage to them, because I tested it, I think, actually on this flying spider out here. I think these are called crag spiders, and I think that unused content, that's the crag hollow guy, I think he's supposed to be like a version of these things that's morphing into that or whatever. These mosquitoes is, Blighttown is just kind of annoying. It's kind of annoying, yeah. Okay, right. I'll just demonstrate this spell that I got. It probably wouldn't even damage these enemies in this place at all, but Now that we finally have this. Because it's pretty funny, real, I think. Alright. There we go. And so if an enemy is caught in this, then possibly they'll get poisoned. But I guess, you know, enemies get a meter just like you do, except you can't see it. And yeah, so, you know, some enemies have a lot of resistance to poison and some do not. So that's how that works. I suppose since I've got magic, I'll just use that soul arrow to kill the mosquitoes. Well, since we have, oh god, all right, in this place up above where we were, there is a sorcery. I can't remember what it's called, but what it does is it makes you can. It's as if you were using a purple moss, and maybe it also cures toxin. So I know at least poison. So if I'm doing any sorcery, then I usually use that. It's either going to take 16 or 18 intelligence. I can't remember which it is. So, all right. So if you have bared with me this long in this video, then just a second, please. And yeah, this place it's poisonous, right? Which is also what that symbol means. So it's poisonous pirates and stuff. Yeah, surrender the booty. I didn't make this picture. I got it off the internet, but I did make the mod for this, and it's only on my computer right now. I may eventually put all these different textures on Nexus. I keep saying that and not doing this. This is my last cigarette that I have, but this place is pretty stressful, so I'm just having it now. So yeah. So I'm going to sit here and talk to you a little bit like I do at length all the time. So thank you for that. Okay, first of all, I'll say that if we go like that direction, you know, out there though, but that direction, then there are a bunch of those giant leeches, and they have the highest drop rate in the game for dropping large titanites or green titanites. So it's even better than those slimes that were in the depths. And they're not resistant to fire. I don't know if they're really resistant to any type of damage, like in an extra amount, you know, at least. And they'll spit poison at you, and they'll jump at you and stuff. You just keep up the shield, which should be this shield, I would suggest. And also a great thing is that now the large titanite, they only drop one at a time, but green titanite, they drop 5 at a time. Heck yeah. So especially if you're trying to make a fire weapon, or you're trying to make a magic, you know, imbue your melee weapon with magic, then yeah, this is the place to come farm for the green titanite. And I'll do at least one run through here of trying to get, you know, get them to drop. Usually I do a couple of, in my own playthroughs, I do one or two runs through here, you know, to try to get them to drop something. But then I play further into the game, and I get that ring that increases drop rate, and then I come back down here while I've got humanity 10, you know, because it's more likely they'll drop. But probably at least one of them's going to drop something if we do the run through there, which I guess I'll go do, and I'll show you how hard it is to do without the rusted iron ring, by the way. Well, but first, maybe I'll go get that spell that I was saying. I think it has 4 casts, so it's pretty nice. And then you don't have to use up purple moss. Oh, and I've only got 1 purple moss because I just bought that, and I bought 1 purple moss and 1 blooming moss from that old lady zombie merchant in the Berg waterway. Yeah, so I didn't go do the farming that we had done previously again with this character. Well, just for this purpose, I think I may. With Cheat Engine, you can change the quantity of how many things that you have. But yeah, I won't do that. Well, I guess the first thing is going to be to go up here and get that spell. You actually wouldn't have to kill these guys if you didn't want to. He kind of blocks you, so it's best to run through or roll through that. So we're going to go back up this way. I guess I'll have to teach or show or whatever about how to get onto this thing. This rotating thing, you can fall off of it once you get to the top if you're not careful, to your death. So we get onto here. That platform doesn't go to anything that's down there, so if you step off of this as soon as you can see that, then you'll fall. The best way to do is wait till you're up like this and then just get off. Yeah, we'll probably do it more than once so you can see that. So, and because I'll just have to. Now, most people don't like this area. Most players. And it lags some. It really lags. Wow, see that? I can fall. Trying to kill that mosquito. They're gonna be annoying for me to try to talk while I'm here. Actually, I'm gonna quit out. Just because I'm having that cigarette still. Let's see, but yeah, sometimes Blighttown is annoying to me also, but there is so much loot, and there's those leeches that are down here that it's just basically a gold mine of stuff to come get. So it's great, and having master key makes it to where you can just immediately come down here if you so desire and want to face the challenge of doing that. So alright, I guess we'll go. Alright, so let's see, fast rolling on it. So come this way, I think this way. Now those blow dark guys are above us. This is kind of tricky to do this right here. You gotta be real careful, and for me at least, it's even harder to come back the other way, so I'm actually gonna warp when I go back, or to not have to go back, especially because those mosquitoes may be trying to kill you and they respawn infinitely. So we come over here. We get that outfit and another talisman that's sort of good, and then we get the spell, and then we have a mosquito. It's called Remedy. Yeah, that's what it's called. And this damn thing's right there, and we're just gonna warp out here. Which I duped it, because that's a glitch that you can do even on console. So alright, well, at least right now I'm not even gonna not that I'm not gonna use magic weapons, so we'll put it on this Remedy. So yeah, it's got forecast. Yep. All right, that let's see. Let's compare it. Let's see. The magic adjust right here is what you look at for catalyst, and it's 130, and that's affected by intelligence based off of this scaling with intelligence. It has E scaling with strength. You can hit enemies with a catalyst by pushing the trigger button. It does that. It'll barely damage them, but you can get enemies out of your way if you're trying to run past them or something with this. So yeah. We're right where, well, I could do it there. So this has 130. This one has 126, which is almost the same. And oh, it does have A scaling. I guess it's a lower number of A scaling. In the data files, the amount of scaling that a weapon has, it's not in letters, it's in numbers. So there's a range of numbers. So I guess this is like less than that, and it gets help with dexterity. So this weapon is kind of a special weapon, and sometimes it's what I use if I'm using sorcery and I'm going to farm those leeches. Get the mouse out of the way, sorry. Because when you push the trigger, it does that, and it acts like a spear. And it does, you know, more damage, you know, closer to how a spear would do. So yeah, but you can't use your shield at the same time. Yeah, it's this big long thing. How much does this thing weigh? It weighs 3. So a little bit more than this. And there's also, I'll just say, there's also somewhere there is another catalyst that at my current level of intelligence is better than the sorcerer's catalyst. Alright. We probably won't get to it in this video, but that catalyst is called the Ulasil Ivory Catalyst, and for one thing, it's lightweight. It's the lightest catalyst in the game. It's 0.5. Excuse me. So that's terrific about it, and it has just a straight magic adjust that isn't affected by it. You know, it doesn't scale with intelligence, which you would think would be bad, but I think it's like 180 or something. And what that amounts to is that when you cast sorceries with that, it's as if your intelligence was 30. So it makes your spells a lot more powerful until you level up above 30. And then the sorcerer's catalyst goes back to being better. So I guess that's one thing, at least with. Now that's what I would actually suggest that you go get that before you fight Quelaag, because that's what I do. But I'll show you that we'll just use the normal sorcerer's catalyst against her. I guess I'll go do that boss during this video. So. I guess I'll do one run around to get yeah, I guess I'll use this thing, except this is probably gonna make me slow. Yeah, never mind, I'll use this and the claymore, and I'm gonna use this. You know, you wouldn't have this yet, but you could have some other kind of spear. This thing will one-shot kill those leeches. So since it's the lightning spear, that's a spear. So we'll come out here and we'll do that, and then we're gonna quit out because I don't want mosquitoes coming at me, and I'm gonna make sure that I'm still being recorded and it's private and everything. Right now it is. Yeah, I don't know if I said this yet, I actually have, I think, 4 other videos, at least right at this moment, that I've made of this that I have not made public yet, because I wanted to put in the description with a time link for when I actually begin, since I always wait a little bit before I start these. So you may get several in a row. Anyway. But I'll release those before I release this one. The current one we're seeing right now, so yeah. Alright, so we're gonna roll because we don't have rusted iron ring, and we're gonna go over here, and I already got that soul. Now that leech, I usually just don't mess with them because mosquitoes are gonna follow me and stuff from over that way. And I'm actually getting really hungry right now, but whatever, we're just gonna continue because I want to continue. I'll just deprive myself a little bit, I guess. So we come to this spot, and sometimes I use arrows to shoot at them to come to me. I won't do it here because those mosquitoes may follow me, and I just want to hurry with this. As I tell you not to do, but I want to hurry with this. Oh God, yeah, these giant things. And one thing too with these things, since they're so big, sometimes you can't see the loot, so it's best to like go through them to see if they drop loot. I don't think I have a two-handed, but I'm getting in such a habit of two-handing, so. Bam! That staggers it, does that. Yeah. My cigarette's out, so I'm out of cigarettes. And I'm poisoned. Oh my God, right? But now I'm not. So we'll come over here and kill this one. I guess you could come from the other direction. We're gonna loop around when we do this, but this kind of is my preferred way of going. It's possible for these guys to clip into the wall sometimes, so just be aware of that might happen. And I don't actually need that right this second, so let's see. A bow. Now I'm not. Here's the thing: is that I don't want to kill them when they're out there, because then I have to go out into the swamp to get them. So well, oh, that's on the wrong side. What am I thinking? Can I still fast roll? Yes, I can. Okay. So just use this, and so just shoot these things. My aiming kind of sucks, but shoot that one, and then I'll wait a little bit to make that one come to me, and I missed. Hurry up. Okay. Kill that one. He didn't drop anything. I think the little thing that says pick up by pushing A, that it'll show up, but I usually spam A whenever I go past these things just to make sure of that. So, and I think that's a large Titanite that's over there. So yeah, I would suggest kind of the best weapon for this is a spear, or if you have one of those thrusting swords upgraded a lot, then maybe that. But it's kind of hard to hit an enemy that's low like these things sometimes when you're targeted and you're using your shield. So there's just things you have to be aware of with this, and I guess we'll shoot this one, make it come to me. Oh, and there's an example. This place is really silly with that. Yeah, that thing comes out really further than it really looks like. It's I don't know why, but that's the way it is. It's still too much. So I had to be this far away from it, man. Excuse me, I burped. That's gross, just like this place is gross. So there we go, a large titanite from that one. Which actually this time, the one crystal lizard that I went past in Darkroot, that it dropped large titanite instead of titanite chunks like it did last time. So yeah, I don't have any large titanites, or titanite chunks, but as of right now, I could not upgrade something with titanite chunks, so I actually rather it be large titanite chunks, so that's fine. Alright. See, I missed. You could also use magic, of course, to hit them, but it may miss during part of their animation. It didn't that time, but I'll just go ahead and hit this way. Making sure what ring I had on. This does not matter to me at all, but I'll show it. That weapon, the server. Now it just flat out tells you that other weapon that we just got did not. It restores each HP with each hit. So it's another thing like that. Let's see it though. The server. It swings slowly, so that's why I don't like it. Yeah. Maybe even slower than that axe that we got. So yeah, so you know, I just got, there's nothing that way. There's a giant tree or whatever that is in the way, so just go back this way. Hopefully one of these guys will drop some green titanite for us, so we can get that also. Sometimes back there, before I started jumping, I'd wait for this meter to go down some before I try to go across, especially if I don't have the rest of the iron ring. I'm probably going to get poisoned trying to go across here, so let's see. We go across this way. This area is the last of those leeches besides that one that I skipped. So, let's see if this will not quite kill it, so okay. There's another large titanite. And sometimes I either shoot at these guys with a bow and arrow. I'll do one of them that way, I guess. They're hiding in cover. That missed. Now that right there, that ramp, that's not just like a tree. I mean, it is a tree, but there's something special up that way. That, I mean, most Dark Souls players know now, but a new player would not know, so I guess I'll show you something special about it there, but we won't go on into there. But I'll spoil that because we're here, you know. Alright, come here. These things get confused, just like all the other enemies. They get confused sometimes. Bam. Ah. In a second, though, well, I'll come up this way. You can do a jump attack on the ones that are below me here. Or at least that one that didn't see me. I'm gonna get poisoned or whatever. And then this is a green titanite. This loot. So. Now you could just warp back to the bonfire, you know, or you can run across. I guess I'll run across there, but First, I'm going to show you this. This secret area. It's a whole kind of a nightmare, but it's I think an awesome secret area, and it's just completely secret. So you come up this way. I guess I'll pick it up. You get that freaking plank shield, and then this is an illusionary wall, and then we get, I think, the club. No, we get 20 mantis. Never mind. And then this is another. It's another illusionary wall. Bam. The Great Hollow, which is inside a giant tree and then goes down to another cool area below here. You can survive this falls or whatever. Now, if you use, I guess I'll just use the bonfire. I'll get one thing that's here, actually. And it's best to use the bonfire. If you're going to do that, we can get back out of here. That was a ladder. You know, that's a ladder. So, alright, this crazy place. Go ahead and kindle this. I lied, kind of, because I have a partial cigarette that I'm going to have, because this place is difficult. Okay, so, this place. Holy shit, yeah. You can fall to your death here. And it's kind of creepy and stuff. This is not lit all the way either. Only you can prevent forest fires. But I'm in the game, so it doesn't matter. Okay. Yes. Alright, first I'll say that this place has many chunks of different colors that are here, that are all in some kind of platforming type of jump that you have to get to, or at least partly, some of them are at least. And it's also just a bunch of the crystal lizards are here. And these crystal lizards can see you from far away. Well, I mean, they can see you, so they'll disappear before you can get to them. Now, if a crystal lizard disappears without you being able to kill it all the way, then you can quit out and then come back in. And it may appear again, or it may not. That's kind of a sucky thing about it, but if you just have to quit out several times and look for the crystal lizard and then come back and get it. I'm not going to farm them right now. I mean, I'm not going to go kill them because it's kind of annoying to do, but alright, this place, holy crap, right? Yep, that can scare you. It's creepy. So the first thing that we can get that's down here, and there's no really great place to jump, so I'm just going to try it from here. Alright, I made it. But if you fall on through that hole as you're falling, then you die. So, and that's no matter how long your HP bar is. Yeah. Alright, we get this ring. The chlorophy ring. And we can jump down here and we could keep going if I wanted to, but I'm not going to. I'm going to put it on a different weapon. Oh, I guess I'll go just a little bit further. Sometimes you get stuck right here to try to get out there. I guess I'll get this one thing here. So you have to kind of look down. It's kind of tricky to get stuff. Oh God, right. Titanite chunk. There's more of those curse frogs. I guess I'll come on down here a little ways. Oh no. Oh God, they have more health than the ones in the depths. Ah, God. Fuck. Okay, I'm just getting out of here. Screw it. Blighttown, and then by extension, this Great Hollow, they just have all kinds of things that are either trying to poison you, or toxic you, or curse you. So it's just a party of trying to, like, do some kind of damage to you that's not physical. Yeah. Yep. That ring we got, I'll show it in just a second. So, that ring. I just say this too, since I never have said it, that rings in Dark Souls 1 do not weigh anything like they do in Dark Souls 2, and I don't know about Dark Souls 3, I don't remember. But it's right here. Boost stamina, recovery speed. Just like the Grass Crest Shield, and just like the Mask of the Child. So if you were to wear all three of those things, then your stamina bar will go back up really fast. So it's pretty cool that way. Of course, you put it on a ring slot, and we only have two, so whatever right now. But all right, this place, that's enough for me for now. We're gonna go back up. We're gonna make sure that we're really being captured, and this is really capturing it. And okay, and yeah, okay, yeah, all right. Alright, we come back out of here. But yeah, there's chunks on different places that you have to jump to or whatever to get to them. And you can go all the way to the bottom of that place, which we'll eventually do, and then there's a whole nother just really awesome looking area that's down there. So, I won't even spoil what it's called, but the name of it, but it's, yeah, kind of a magical type of place, sort of looking. For one thing, it's the only area in the game that isn't a boss fight area that has its own music, sort of ambient music that's going. So it's pretty cool. And plus, there's an enemy down there that I haven't ever shown you. So, but two enemies, but one we could see a different way. So I won't go there yet. All right, I guess I'll kill this thing just to be doing. Well, I guess I'll do this. If we go to the top of this, which is how you would come down from the first part of Blighttown. Alright, this thing, well, it got out of the way. But sometimes that crag spider is right in the freaking way. And so, I either kill it from range, like using bow and arrow from way over there, or use a weapon that you can kill it in one swing or something, because it's going to be in the freaking way. And enemies in Dark Souls, like, you can't just push them out of the way or something, just by walking into them. Alright, this dude, this giant thing, whatever. Again, the claymore is just an awesome weapon. Alright, here we'll actually see this little punk over here. Except he fell, never mind. There's one of those toxic guys. This is the Wanderer's starting outfit, which is actually very good armor. I didn't pick, oh, the Falcion. You can loot it. Okay, right, from that. The starting equipment of a Wanderer. I think it has pretty good physical resistance, and at least mediocre other resistances to like poison and all that kind of stuff. Not as good as the special ones like this. There that dude is. I didn't know he could climb ladders. Yeah, he's a weird looking dude, and he's a coward and everything because he's trying to get you at range. I don't know why I'm doing this. Ah, I'm down here now. Crap. This little punk here. Ah. Oh, and every time you kill one of these guys, you automatically get either purple or blooming moss from them. So that's a great thing about it. You need it against these dudes, at least the blooming part. And for this area, you need the poison. And yeah. All right. Oh, I'm poisoned. Right. Okay. Do that. I wasn't actually toxic, so I still don't know for sure if it cures toxic, but we could look in the description. Maybe it'll tell us. Not that. That's fall control. There's probably a mosquito coming for me. Various poison effects, so it probably does toxic also. I'm sure I've probably done it in a playthrough before, you know, used it, and it was for that purpose. I just can't remember right now. Okay, so yeah. Alright, so we're coming up this way. Like I said, I'll just reiterate that this is the way you would come down from the front part of the Blight Town. That really looks crazy. Huh. I've never noticed it. All those spiky looking things. Maybe I was just in a hurry every other time. I don't know. Okay. So these things, well, this thing's really in the way. You could hit it out of the way with this. Yeah. Don't know if that's fire damage because it doesn't tell you that specifically if it's fire damage like it does with poison. It probably is though. And so this, you know, this outfit, this armor is good for that. Now, going this direction, I don't think there's anything. You might be able to drop to a loot, but if you fall off of here, you're dead. That goes to nothing. Oh, it goes all the way down to Fight Club area. Yeah, I guess. I see that chest. Alright, I probably should use this. Okay, and once we go through the fog wall that's going to be up here, we're going to be back into the front part of the Blight Town, and we'll have those old man zombies and stuff that's in our way. And we won't have these mosquitoes and insects, but we will have the toxic guys, and there's some toxic dudes that's up there somewhere that's shooting. So yeah, and okay, we're at the top. One of them died, I guess, so there you go. So this one, especially coming from this direction, you gotta be real careful. Because it's just that platform, right? And holy crap. There's also the whip. The whip, that's a weapon, is around here somewhere. Now this dude, you can punch him by pushing, you know, your RB or R1. Come back here, but up here, but he can climb ladders. And there's one of those barbarian guys over there, those fat dudes. So let's see how much damage we do to him with a +5 Claymore, if I could hit him. We know we fought you and fought you. What am I thinking? Alright, so there's nothing that way unless I just freaking don't know about it. So, alright, this thing. Now we could use the cheese method on him. He may make us fall off the ladder. But let's try the cheese method on this guy. Ouch. Alright, well he can't get us now. Because they just didn't program him to be able to climb ladders. Yeah. Alright, oh god, I almost went that way. So we come out this way. And yeah, there's gonna be more of those old dudes. That's just a soul. I have fought you so many times because I think you're a cool enemy and this is the only location you're normally in, so yeah. Some variety to the zombies, and that is going crazy since that was behind me and he's not dead. If they just had on pirate hats, then it would really be awesome, but whatever. And in Dark Souls 2, I know I talk about that game. I already told you that I don't really like that game all that much. But in Dark Souls 2, they actually have a pirate-looking area. But the enemies aren't pirates. I don't know why they couldn't have just made them pirates. There's even a pirate ship there. Oh my god, right? So there's that crazy thing. I don't know what the heck its name is. This is the only one in the entire game I'm almost freaking positive about. So, alright, so here's one place. That's a spell. It's right there. It's called Power Within, that I've talked about before. That's a self-buff with pyromancy. Now, one thing you could do if you're in a hurry, you could wear a ring of sacrifice and try to run over there. Now, it's going to try to hit you with those claws, so you could get that possibly by doing that, and just let it kill you. But then you wouldn't lose your souls and soft humanity. But screw that method, because I know another way to get there. It just takes longer, of course, but whatever. It also, I'm not probably gonna die going this way. Here's one of these dudes. Screw you. Spear would have actually been good, because then I would be protected by the shield, but whatever. Those things stay in the way, you know, until you push OK. So, there's all kinds of loot that's in platforming type of places around here. I'm not going to go all that direction though, at least right now. But yeah, we came up that ladder, right? And we're coming over here, and we're going to go into this type of area again. And here's this guy, a bunch of these dudes. Roar, and I missed somehow. Alright, another one of these dudes. Keep not using magic either. Roar, yeah, alright, okay. Alright, come this way. It hug as you're going that way, because you could fall. I had to hug past that. You can break them too, but shit, dude. Okay, so you have to be careful, because if you fell, you would die. Because there's just this narrow area here, and then you fall to your death otherwise. So we're behind this thing. It's kind of hard to hit it. It won't hurt you from this direction, but you could also fall down, and then we'd be back where we were, basically. So if you got some magic, I would just suggest use this. Get it off of that. I'm sorry that happens. I can't see its health, so I don't know how much damage I'm doing. That was enough, apparently. Okay. Get 1,000 souls for that. That thing does not respawn, and now we've got this spell. Power with freaking end, so yeah. Heck yeah. Awesome spell. Now this is a spell that I will use instead of, personally, I will use instead of trying to do red tearstone ring. We'll go back down to the bonfire. Yeah, we'll just go this way. We'll just walk there. Because I would warp back to that or bonfire I used and whatever. Nah, we'll just go this way. This is how you would go if you were trying to leave from Blacktown, the front part. Gotta be careful. Coming from this direction, you gotta be careful too. I'm sure many players have fallen right here, still searching for a bonfire. So, it's just part of Dark Souls. There are some frustrating things in this game. I could just fall instead of using the ladder, but whatever. We killed these enemies already, but they would all be in the way if you came from this way. I'll just fall for this. I didn't kill all of these enemies though. And those mosquitoes are just gonna keep coming, and I'm just gonna slide, I guess. Whee! Alright, oh, there's actually a loot that I missed that's over there. That would just go get that. I think there's a crag spider in the way. I'm just gonna use this now. I have to kill all these guys so I can use the bonfire. I'll just use these up because I'm going to use the bonfire. Overkill, that freaking thing, that mosquito. Mosquito, yes, I'm a country boy, as it were, even though I live in the city. Mosquitoes. Alright, and using the bonfire will cure poison. And toxic. Prepare your stuff. Possibly level up, and why did I stand up? Okay, we're gonna put on Power of End just so I can show you what it does. And we're gonna read about it too, because that's a good thing to do. Power of End. Pyromancy. Short strength, endurance, yeah, endurance also, but you lose HP during it. Okay. Alright, so apparently, I'll just say this first, that apparently before this game was updated and patched or whatever, that Power Within would make, if you used a, this doesn't matter now unless you don't have an updated patched version of Dark Souls, and you wouldn't have the DLC, I don't think, if that was the case. But if your Pyromancy Flame was upgraded any amount, then your HP would go down, that, you know, HP, I'll quit pulling that, it would go down faster with Power Within than it normally would. So people would just get a second Pyromancy Flame and not upgrade it for that purpose. But now it does not matter where it is or not, so that's fine. Alright, and it can just be here. It's just a buff, it could go there, but I mean, whatever. And alright, so we're gonna do this. We gotta put it on it. If you're on the wrong kind of magic, then you go, I don't know what I'm doing, which takes up time, and you can be hit while you're doing that. You're not invincible. I never have said this. Whenever you're riposting, you are invincible. In this game, at least, you are invincible during that. So yeah. Alright, so boing. Alright, so now what this is doing is it's increasing any damage that I do, my attacks, whether it is melee or any of my magic, that it does about 40% more damage. And I think that lasts a minute or 2 minutes or something. And during that amount of time, your HP goes down completely. Now, I'll just let it go, I guess, while I talk. But you can use Estus Flask to make it, you know, not kill you. Because it will just go down the entire amount of your HP bar. But it won't, like, keep going down. Like, it's, you know, it's... If you use an Estus, you know, if you use enough Estus, you know, in between being hit by enemies and stuff, then it won't kill you, you know. So, and it also makes your stamina go up faster. I don't have anything for stamina recovery right now. And it goes up really fast, yeah. It took a little bit for it to do that, but okay, yeah. Yeah, so it helps with that too. And now we're going to use this. And it's going to keep going down for a little bit, but it won't kill me. So yeah, it's just kind of a... Yeah, it's, you know, to balance it so it's not OP as heck. They made it to where it takes away health. I just gotta say too that it's kind of funny because it's just like red in Magic the Gathering. There's a lot of spells that are fire, and then there's a lot of spells that like do some kind of damage to your life, or your HP while you're playing that game. So it's kind of funny the power of N that works that same way. Anyway, yeah, that game, whatever. So yeah, so but it only has one cast. Now in New Game Plus you could get it again, and then you'd have two of them. So yep, yeah, we may use it for this fight over here. So I guess that's what. Okay, here pretty soon I'm gonna have to end this, but I think I'll go try to fight that boss. So let's get our spell set up. Alright, for this particular fight, also whenever you take away spells, it moves them all like that, which can get them out of the order that you want them to be in. And I guess I'll use that, since I only have one. Only that one purple moth. Well, no, I've got more than that now, don't I? I've got 6. Well, shit. Okay, right. Okay, because of those blow dark eyes and stuff, so. Yeah, I don't need that. So, do this and put this back on. Suppose this and this and then this. Okay, and get, well, it's already there, but I'm not going to need this. I'm not going to need this. I did add quite a few more enemies to this boss fight. Excuse me that I sounded funny while I said that, but I'm not going to use fire bombs, so I don't want to cycle through a bunch of, items whenever I'm trying to get back to Estus when I'm in a boss fight. So, yeah. Alright, so anyway, we're just going to go now. Well, the souls, oh my god, the souls, right? I don't want to lose them. We still can't. Alright, I think it has to be 19 attunement to have 5 attunement slots, and as I've said before, that's kind of the soft cap for attunement slots. It can go all the way to 10, but it will take even more level ups in attunement to get each of those numbers between 6 and 10 than it did with all these before that. So it just keeps costing more and more souls to have that. Whatever. Yeah. If I do a lot of magic, then sometimes I make it be 10, but for our purposes, I think we'll just leave it at 5, probably. So, no. Alright. Whatever, I can use souls to make it be the rest of the way, but whatever, I guess. Okay, you could just run past these things, whatever. Maybe jump through this or roll or whatever. There's actually somebody that could appear here, right here, but for now we haven't activated that, so yeah. All kinds of secret stuff in this game. I think, yeah, there's another thing here. There's a certain person that would appear right here. Well, I just say it's that more advanced pyromancy teacher. Now, there's these other type of barbarian guys that throw boulders. So to avoid them, I try to be over this far so that they don't hear me. Don't worry about being poisoned, when you do this, whatever. So we're this crazy place, right? We're about to be in Qualag's domain. It's like a cocoon type of place or something. So here we are. So those guys won't follow us, even if they were following us. And now we just use this. We've got these little dudes. Don't mess with them right now. The popcorn guys, I call them. They're making that weird sound. So I may have to end this even if I don't beat this boss, just saying, but we're going to at least try with this once. Now this is her. This is Mildred. She can be an NPC summon for this fight. I believe that it does make Quailag's HP be higher if you summon her. Okay. Now she will help, but she's kind of not very smart either. But in this particular, the way that I have it set up, with all these extra enemies, it just ends up making her AI even less smart, I guess. And she sometimes doesn't even come through the fog door, and then Quailag is over here attacking her, trying to, and then Quailag ends up not killing any of the other enemies that are following me. Okay, I'll just say right now, you'll see what she looks like, but she's going to use her weapon that is called Quailag's Furious Sword. That becomes a boss soul weapon that you can make. And she spews lava. Yeah. So this is a great outfit to have on, obviously, and it will kill my extra enemies also that are in here. But I've got 2 blow dart guys, and they're the priority to go kill first. Oh, and there's some dogs that breathe fire that's in here that I haven't shown you yet, but they're in Blacktown though. All the enemies you're going to see in here are from Blacktown. So, and this is only on my computer as of yet because I haven't added anything else to Blacktown. What am I doing? Trying to make sure that I fast roll. I guess normally if you're going in here, I mean either the Grass Crest Shield or the Dragon Crest Shield for the fire, because her weapon is going to do fire damage to you. But for right now, I guess because of the toxic guys, I'm going to use this. I wish I could fast roll. Oh yeah, we have another one of that, which I would have put in the bottomless box, but whatever. And let's see, that is, especially the fire damage, is defense is 12, and this is 18, so okay, like that. So I'm not going to summon her, but you can summon her, you know. We've seen that before. I guess I won't worry about that amount of HP that I've lost. Alright, I'll let you see the cutscene for this. I may end it before it's finished. She's a woman. On top of that has on no clothes, but she has, the hair is covering the part that she covered, so don't panic, right? Yeah, you can see that for yourself in your own playthrough, so okay. There's those dogs. Here's this first guy that I put here. Sometimes I get stuck here, like I'm probably going to get stuck here. Shit. Now, my extra enemies that are in boss fights, if you kill some of them and you don't die yourself and go back to the bonfire, then you could quit out. I actually did that one time, or I've done it a couple of times maybe. You can quit out, and that puts you outside of the boss fight, but the extra enemies are dead already that you killed. So that's one way you can kind of cheese my mod. Yeah, okay, but I died, so that's not gonna work, at least in this case, so we'll just keep going. Hopefully I can kill her, and then that may have to be the end of it for this particular video. don't have the rusted iron ring. This would be a lot easier if I did. Running out of stamina. Over that direction is what's called the, I don't know what it's called, but it's a club that's even bigger than the large club. The giant club or whatever the hell it's called. A big ass club or something. It doesn't do poison though. So I prefer the large club. And I think the large club scales better anyway. I think the large club, it either scales B or A with strength, and that's the only thing that you need as far as I'm aware. So, yeah. It's a good weapon, too. It'll stagger enemies, obviously. It's powerful. If you hit these dudes, like, you know, with my sword or something, then and kill them, then they'll become a bunch of leeches. Yeah. That all, I think, probably poison you and crap, so yeah. Alright, because of TJCE, I'm still human and stuff, but we're still not going to use her. I don't know if casting sorcery would be any faster over here, so I'm just going to do it the same method again. Alright, I'm going to do the quit out method. Damn. And then Dark Souls quit working. Make sure that I'm still recording. Yeah, my background is just, if you can see it, it's just like one solid color, which is in black. I don't think we can see it, but that means cheat engine isn't gonna work. Come on, Dark Souls, become the size I want you to be. Okay, thank you. Yeah, last time it messed up. Yes, okay. Alright, come on. Alright, so okay, we totally just became hollow and lost our humanities, didn't we? Oh my god, so yeah. We look like total crap and stuff. I think I actually modded the eyes so that they look even more creepy. Yeah, the pupils and stuff. Trying to cosplay as one of those hollow soldier zombie dudes that's in the Bergen Parish, wear their armor and everything. So, yep, I'm crazy. I like to do different cosplays and stuff. So, I'm not the only adult that likes that kind of stuff, or else Comic-Con would not exist the way that it does. So, yeah. Adult people that are dressing up in their favorite superhero or whatever, so. Alright, we'll put all this crap back like I had it. Hopefully you can hear me. I'm not talking all that loud. Or maybe I'm too loud, and if so, sorry. And I have a little bit of curse, but it doesn't matter. And it also has a purple meter, just like poison. Apparently, so what the heck, yeah. Okay. It would help if my weapon did more damage when I hit that thing, so maybe I'll cast magic weapon before I go in. That's probably something I should do. They have to go farm for those purple mosses eventually. Next video or something. So of course this thing comes for you. Those guys. So right, this is her spider nest. This dude, I'll just let you see him, but I don't want him to kill me. Ouch. They'll roll that at you and stuff. Also, oh fuck. Ah. Alright, but he won't follow me into here. Use that now. That didn't quite fill because I don't have a +7 Estus as of yet. Alright, so right, the plan. Now I'm not going to use, in my case at least, with having more enemies and having enemies in here, that I'm not going to use Power of N yet. Yep. Because I only got one cast and I want it to work for when I'm fighting Quelaag. So, yeah. Alright, that freaking means that oh god. I'll have to put it on really quick too. Maybe I'll mess with Power of N, I don't know. Alright, I probably should do this. Something that was 100 souls died, and yeah, we're not going to summon her and whatever, so. This is slowing me down. Doing that method. So that guy's dead already. Just because I don't want to keep dying in this same location. I have done it before where I killed him and got away from there. So it is possible. This mod makes the game kind of less fair, but it's not completely unfair. Okay? But just for our purpose, to hurry up with this crap, I want him dead. So the little red fire dogs, they're smaller than the other dogs are, I've noticed. Oh god. Boy, she is being really aggressive this time, and I'm slow, that's part of it. Ah, she's in the way. I'm gonna die again, because I am not fast rolling. I'm gonna be emphatic about that. Fast rolling is extremely important in Dark Souls. Unless you had great armor that was against fire and physical damage and just every other freaking kind of damage that comes from later in the game. And even upgrading this armor that we currently have, or the Elite Knight armor or whatever, it's still not going to be as good as late game armor will be. So, don't kid yourself, okay? You need the fast roll, and that's not fast rolling. Because I have on 2 of these catalysts. Now I fast roll. What the fuck? Yeah, I think I killed that other dude. Alright, I want to hurry with this. I want to actually beat her this time. Because pretty soon I'm going to have to end this. And you know, my boss fights are kind of ganks. But there are other places just normally in Dark Souls where it's a gank. So, I mean, fast rolling is just freaking, it's important. It's a lot easier to survive in Dark Souls if you fast roll. Yeah. Yep. I wasn't a believer at first either of that. Might as well just do this when I come in here. I could put down the shield and cast other types of magic. So, I guess maybe. Alright, Quelaag, I don't know whether I want my souls first of all. Kind of lead her that way. There's that dude. 2 of those popcorn guys in the center. I don't know how to make them have leeches come out of them, so when they die, they're just dead. This dude is not dead. That should kill him. got to use Estus. The enemies aren't programmed to be smart enough to avoid lava, so they'll get into lava and stuff. And I've got two of those big guys with large clubs over there. So, but if... What the fuck? You're not dead yet? Maybe that method didn't... Oh, I died, that's why. That method didn't work. Shit. Ah. Sorry if this is kind of hard to see. I can tell that it's lagging a little bit for me, so trying to see who's dead already in here. Alright, I'll tell you one thing, that if you could hit her in her human body with some kind of range, then it staggers her, because she has absolutely no poise in her human body. Oh, both of those guys are coming for me. I try not to wake up one of them, but they woke up, so this dude, take that. Seems like the blood is like extra bright in this boss fight, by the way, with these extra guys, so. We'll go, well, shit. That's a dung pie, probably. I better just kill him the rest of the way, and I still can't do it that way. By the way, I'm gonna put this on that now. Did that kill him? Okay. Probably. Alright, so basically... You got, just like with every enemy, you need to watch for their telegraphs of their tails of how they're gonna, what moves they're gonna do. I'm gonna be stupid and pick this up. And she'll do those swings and stuff. It possibly won't hit you if you're hugging right up here. So let's try it. She jumps all over the place, right? And the best time to hit her is either like I was just doing, or if she blows out lava, if she'll ever freaking do that. And then you can hit her from the side over here. Or the back, but probably the side is take less time to get to it. Come on, spew lava. Thank you. But then she may do an area of effect, the blow-up thing. She didn't that time, but you want to come in and get those attacks really quickly. And two-hand your weapon, two-hand your weapon. This is a hard enemy. Do more damage by two-hand. She's going to do the area effect. Yeah. That'll hurt you a heck of a lot if you're close to it. Even with my armor, it wouldn't matter. It probably helps a little bit. Yeah. Okay, so I don't have my setup correct. Ah, this is on fucking weapons. Oh god. This is probably not okay. Alright, that obviously you can't go that way and yet, and there's a lot of lava. This fight's taking forever in it. Alright, now I got to find the time to do power of N. Maybe now. So let's try this method. Do I have on that ring? Okay, so right, we do 135 damage to her with each of these great soul arrows. Now sometimes you can get up on these stairs with her below you, and even though you're targeting, you still hit her in her human body, which staggers her. Let's try that, I guess. A little bit, at least. Alright, need to use this. Let's see if this works. Sometimes I get this to work. Nope. It was targeting it for a second, but I wasn't able to shoot. But yeah, she won't be able to do anything. If you can lock her in a, you know, hitting her human body over and over, then that makes the fight a lot easier. But it's, you basically can't do that without free aiming. Or there is one spot that you could do with that, but it may not work. It's in this place. It's over that way. I'm panicking trying to tell you everything I could tell you about Quail. Alright. Alright, I got heal again. Because of her damage and power of N. Come on, bitch. Ah. Oh, that hurt, man. Area of effect. Holy shit. Oh god, oh god, oh god. Lava's right behind me. If you get stuck in the lava, you get pretty freaking staggered. Okay, I'm just doing it now. Shit. Ah, fuck. I'll tell you, by the way, that I've developed some kind of alternate ways of saying the F word, if you've heard me. Sometimes I say fork, and sometimes I say fark. And I actually made a goblin cosplay in Dark Souls with a green dude, like I've described one time before this, that, you know, was a big beefy guy and whatever, and his name was Fark. F-A-A-R-K is how I spelled that. So, yes, you're a weirdo. Okay, right. Alright. I think I'm going to have to end it. So, because of going to the bus and everything for my kiddos, and our souls are still in there. Where the heck are they at? Towards the back of it. It's kind of alright because I'll just tell you, I'll try to quit doing that. I'm going to get up here far enough so those things don't come for me. I'm going to quit out so that they don't come for me. Then I'll just put it back on with her. Turn it back around again. Usually what I do, which is, and this is possible for a new player, is after we kill Qualag, that there is, now I would, okay, let me just say, there's something about those popcorn guys that you can also do. Alright, so please, I would suggest watch my next video so that you see what I do. I don't want to go into describing it right now because I don't have time. But anyway, there's something about those popcorn guys. There's something about an illusionary wall that's back there somewhere, and there's a whole area that's beyond Qualag's domain. Okay, and the first, there's several bosses that direction, and the first boss is either super hard for you to beat at this level and with a +5 weapon, so I would not suggest it. But the first time that you see it, it is possible to cheese it to kill it. Yep, and that's how I'm gonna do it. So what I usually do then is that I kill Qualag, I go do my thing with the popcorn guys. What ends up, I'll just say real quick, what ends up happening is that if you pull it off correctly, then you're gonna have a popcorn head come out of your character's head. It doesn't hurt you or anything when that happens, but it takes I don't even know how long it takes, 5 or maybe 10 minutes or maybe even longer for that to happen. So in that amount of time, you have time to go cheese that boss that's back behind there, or that you would be next, beyond there, beyond Quelaag. And so I go do that, and usually I'm able to do it without that thing popping out of your head, because it makes you pause for a little while you're going, this thing's coming out of my head. And so you don't want to be like trying to fight some kind of enemy, especially a big powerful boss. So if you're gonna do this method, you gotta hurry and fast roll, my man, and also use Grass Crest Shield for it. Yeah, trust me, use Grass Crest Shield or that chlorophyll ring that we had, or both, or whatever. So cheesing it is not even going to need a weapon to do. Okay, so you don't even need to hold this for that. I'll just name it. It's called It's called Ceaseless Discharge. Okay, and it's gonna be in like fire and whatever. But if you run like I'll end up showing you to run, you don't need to have Dragon Crest Shield for it. You need to have as much stamina recovery as you freaking can get. Okay, I guess freaking is the other word I use for the F word. So yeah. Anyway, and then you run away from it and whatever, and then you're able to cheese it to death. So you get like 20,000 souls for doing that, and you get 20,000 souls for Quelaag. So I usually am able to do a big amount of level ups after beating both of those bosses. Which I usually wouldn't come do Quelaag until I had done Gargoyles already. But see, I haven't done Gargoyles yet with this character, and you can do Quelaag first if you want to. So yeah. But both of these bosses have to be beaten, because you ring a bell that's beyond them after beating them, and then that's what I've already spoiled it before. That opens Sin's Fortress to go into there, and getting to the top of there and beating the boss, and then using an item that's up there takes you to the second half of the game, basically. Yeah. Yep. But then there's other stuff to do in late game that's back in this area. These areas. So yeah, you're just all over the place in Dark Souls. But every place is so awesome looking, I believe, in my opinion. So, yeah, I guess we'll get back on her weapon. Guess we'll quit out so I can... And, yeah, get it off there. And set this down and make sure that I was recorded during all that. Burp, and excuse me. And so I appreciate... viewer, I appreciate you watching. Thank you. I hope this is entertaining and that you have patience for me as I'm doing these voice commentaries that I'm really new at doing, and I hope it's a learning experience for you, whether it's your first time through Dark Souls or deciding whether you even want to buy this game as I did when I watched the guide the first time, or you have played through it and you're just wanting to watch just to watch. Any of those reasons is great. Thank you very much for watching. And as I said, I suggest, just to keep up with it and to know all the different tips that I say. I repeat myself part of the time, actually a lot of the time, but I may not repeat something that was pretty important to know, So I would suggest you watch my entire playlist, Yeah. Anyway. Okay. All right. I really have to be done now. So thank you very much. And I will see you, even though I won't actually see you, but yes, we'll do another video. Maybe even today I'll do another video of this, and I'll get this one and the other ones to where they're public, to where you can actually see them. Yeah. So, alright, goodbye, and thank you very much. I guess I'll do like I always do, put it on that. Alright. Bye-bye.